The ANC has moved to clarify a public statement made by its Secretary General Fikile Mbalula about the possible removal of Pravin Gordan from his position as Minister of Public Enterprises. At the weekend, Mbalula told the Women's League or delegates at that conference of the Women's League that Gordan should sort out issues at state-owned companies, in particular the one that he leads. We take a look now at Fikile Mbalula's tenure as the Secretary General. Is he bringing together a party already experiencing fractures, or is he pushing the party further into ripple effects, if you will, for lack of a better expression? Omry Makgoale is an ANC veteran, and he joins us for that discussion. Dr. Omry, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Perhaps before we get into it, let's take a look, listen at this.
The Reserve Bank says the repo rate stays as it is, and it says fix load shedding and fix the logistics of the country. And then it says move the heavy vehicles off the road to raid. And that is the policy of the ANC. Now I'm going to say to Pravin Gordan, I was with him there, I was also a minister of transport. Comrade Pravin, move faster, or otherwise we will move you. Comrade Pravin, move faster and Transnet, or otherwise we will move you. Comrades, starting with the president downwards, when we are accused about wrongdoing and unethical conduct, we must account. And if we are found in the wrong side, we must step aside. It doesn't matter. But when I'm on the wrong side and the time has come that I've done something wrong, you must not delete it, you must say bye-bye, bye. That's how you will lead the ANC.
Omry Makgoale is an ANC veteran. Dr. Omry, when you hear some of the utterances, and not just these two, of the Secretary General of the ANC, is he uniting or further dividing the party?
Presently, the party, of course, it's fragmented. It's not united because, as you might remember, he took over from Omry Makgoale, who left, and because of the slate. And he's got a very tough assignment, Comrade Fikile Mbalula, into that office of Sol Plaatje and Reverend Balata, you know. That's a very serious office in the ANC, the engine of ANC. It is expected from him that he should not be controversial. That is, he should not say things that maybe the NEC has not agreed upon with. So we don't expect him to be corrected by spokespeople, because he should be the main policy guidance guy, you know, the main administrator. So I'm a little bit worried if he says things in public that later on they have been corrected by other spokesperson or so on. I would be a little bit worried about that and so on, because we expect uniform understanding of policy from the ANC leadership. You know, they should have a common understanding of what are the problems, common understanding of what the solution should be, but it's not individual that can decide to remove a minister or not. You know, it should be decided collectively by the National Executive Committee.
The constitution of the ANC reads as follows, especially when it comes to the duties of the Secretary General. It says the Secretary General is the Chief Administrative Officer of the ANC. He or she shall communicate the decisions of all structures of the ANC on behalf of the NEC, but it also speaks of, on paragraph 16.7, in the absence of the President and the Deputy President, the Secretary General shall assume the functions of the President. Is this someone that the party has full confidence in, that in the presence of or in the absence of the President and the Deputy President, he then acts as your President?
Yes, I think at the moment, in the old ANC, that used to be the case, but now we have a national chairperson in the ANC. So, and the national chairperson is senior to the Secretary General. Secretary General is the administrator of the ANC, the chief executive of the ANC, but those other three officials are senior to him: the president, the deputy president, and the national chairperson. So they should be in a position to have a common understanding of the way forward, common understanding of the problems, and if there's a problem of Transnet, they should have a common understanding of how the problems of Transnet should be solved, and so that the statement must not be in contradiction in any way. You know, I would say that. So, but at the moment, he's the fourth senior person in the ANC after the national chairperson.
As somebody who has expressed concern and as a veteran of the party, is the door open, or is there an option to then have an engagement with the Secretary General of the party to not only express your concerns, but perhaps give some guidance if you see a need to?
Yeah, I think what we expect that the National Executive Committee or the National Working Committee should discuss issues and have a common understanding of the issues, so that when Secretary General makes pronouncement, he makes pronouncement that is not in contradiction with the views of the National Working Committee or the views of the National Executive Committee. So it's not a comfortable situation when they have different views, when they don't have a common understanding. It shows the divisions somehow, but it also shows that we don't have political classes that they all attend to, that they all go to, that have a common understanding of what the problems are. They should not have different understanding of what the problem of PRASA should be, because they should have discussed it, or Transnet. They should have discussed it internally and have a common understanding of what the problems are. And if they think that it's Comrade Pravin's issue, and then they would have discussed with him in the corridors of Lituli House or somewhere, and informed him that maybe you are not performing well, but not in conferences such as the Women's League conference. I would not have expected that.
Okay. Are there untouchables or no-go areas or no-go persons within the organization, especially in light of him making pronouncements about Pravin Gordan and then having to release a statement after that? Are there no-go areas? Are there people that are merely untouchables?
I think in terms of the ANC, we don't have a policy of the untouchables. We don't have that. The thing, of course, the president might have his own favorite ministers for whatever reason, or might have his own because of historical background, because he worked with them in the past. But in terms of ANC, we don't have untouchable. If somebody is not doing the right thing, then it should be discussed internally in the National Executive Committee, maybe starting with the National Working Committee, discussed there, and then raised there properly. And then if somebody has to be removed or replaced, it should be discussed there, in the National Working Committee and National Executive Committee to remove him, but not through platforms and a press statement without internal discussions first. So I would say there's no untouchable. There's no untouchable as far as I'm aware.
ANC veteran Omry Makgoale, thank you very much for your time this afternoon, sir.